I wrote a little poem for my manga collection. Roses are red, violets are blue. I don't like My Hero Academia, and honestly, I don't think you should too.
Warning, this video has something called opinions.
Berserk is a series about this guy who has a pretty good life. Everything in his life works out pretty good for him. He has this girlfriend. He has this one best friend who went missing and he's out searching for him. He has this really sick tattoo on his neck. I mean, I'm kind of envious of his life, not gonna lie. I mean, I don't think anyone could have a better life than him. Berserk is the first series I want to showcase on my manga collection. In total, I have the first 10 volumes. That's a whopping total of $500 I spent on just one aspect of my manga collection. The story of Berserk is a great one. Though I haven't finished it, I am currently on volume 7. I've heard great things, and the influence it's had over my friends in my friend group is unreal. And a story that's even able to transcend just manga and be widely known in the general public's eye without even having a great anime adaptation, I think is something special. Next up, we have Akira. I actually only own this series because one time, this complete stranger was brought over to the apartment I live in, and he checked out my manga collection. Little did I know, he actually liked manga. And he asked me this one question, and it stuck with me for so long.
Dude, do you own Akira?
To which I responded,
no.
And after that moment, I bought the first 3 volumes. I don't really know anything about Akira. I haven't watched the movie. I've read the manga, and I only know about the bike slide scene. I want to showcase these Funko Pops that I have, the 3 little starter Pokemon. I think these guys are so adorable, and I love having them sit in my manga collection. I've always thought that Chainsaw Man had some of the best manga covers in the game. The very first time I ever went manga collecting was coincidentally the first time I ever even heard about Chainsaw Man. I remember grabbing this off the shelf, looking at it, reading the title, and thinking this was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. And you know what? I got my punishment too, because I never bought this volume on that day, and I ended up having to search for it for like 6 to 8 months. But now I have all 11 volumes, so honestly, I don't even know. There's no life lesson here. Chainsaw Man though is sick, and for anyone who's starting their manga collection, I definitely think that Chainsaw Man should be one of your first volumes that you should buy. It's really short, super easy to collect. There's probably a shit ton of volumes in stock everywhere right now just because of how hype it is. The anime is about to come out for it, which looks so good. Another series that's killing it right now in the anime scene is Spy X Family. I actually discovered the series when only these 2 volumes were on store shelves. These were the only ones that were currently out. Oh my god. After that day with Chainsaw Man, I learned, and I took a chance with the series. I didn't know anything about it. I looked at the covers and I thought, hey, this looks pretty good. I read the summary on the back and I was like, okay, I can get down with this concept. And so I bought these 2 volumes not knowing anything about it. And honestly, I struck gold. I remember getting home and reading these volumes and thinking, oh my god, how is nobody talking about this series? Now obviously online people were talking about this series, but it just wasn't as popular as it is today. So yeah, I've been buying every single volume for this series as it's slowly been coming out, and I've been really satisfied with this story. I think it's one of the best newer ongoing series that Shonen Jump has to offer. So Horimiya is a weird one for me. I own the first 5 volumes, but I haven't even made it past the first one. I just haven't really sat down and took the time to really read through and see if I would like it. I was actually recommended to check out the series by one of my close friends. Before this, he had told me about the series called Kaguya-sama, which went on to be one of my favorite series of all time. So I was just kind of searching for something that would fill the void that Kaguya-sama left. So I got this, and I don't know, I just haven't checked it out. Next up after Horimiya, we have Black Clover. Now, can someone please give me a straight answer? Is Black Clover good or not? After catching up on the Jujutsu Kaisen mangas, I wanted a new shonen series that I could just go to the store and pick up volumes here and there. So I only bought the first 5 volumes just because I wanted to read it, see if I like it or anything. But honestly, I've been hesitant and I have a lot of other things I want to read. This was at the top of my priority at one point. I have gotten through the first volume. I just don't want to start it if it's actually not that good. And I know I should just read it and formulate my own opinion, and with some mangas I do, but with how much hate I've heard revolving around the series, I'll start it later. I think the manga covers look really sick though. well. And then finally, on this shelf, we have Fist of the North Star. Now, there was one time, probably in the first year of me collecting mangas, I was at a Books A Million. I asked the cashier at the front, who was helping me out with my order, what his top 5 mangas were. And he said that Fist of the North Star was up there, JoJo was up there, Berserk was up there, I think One Piece was also up there, and I can't remember the rest. But I remember thinking, what the heck is Fist of the North Star? I was still a little newbie manga collector. I was collecting a lot of the mainstream stuff at the time, kind of still do. But I was just thinking like, wow, Fist of the North Star, to be in your top 5 mangas, this story really has to be something, doesn't it? Apparently, the story has inspired the likes of Berserk and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This story walked so that those stories could run. This is something from back in the day, back in the olden days. I don't know how true that statement is. They started releasing the hardcover issues for these volumes, so I've been keeping up with it. I'm pretty sure I have every single one that's out right now. Again, I think the manga covers look super cool, and honestly, I think mangas that get published in hardcovers are like superior. Okay, so next up we have Mob Psycho 100. I only own the first 6 volumes in the series. Mob Psycho has one of my personal favorite manga covers, and that being on the first volume. I just really like the black and the white with the red contrast at the top. I think it looks sick. I haven't currently caught up. I'm on volume 4 right now. There's not really a particular reason as to why. I just forgot about it, and that was like 3 months ago. So my problem with my manga collection has always been the same. I own too many volumes and I haven't read enough of my volumes. So this year I'm kind of focusing on slowing down on buying mangas and kind of getting through my collection a bit more. Because when people come over to my house and say, hey, have you read your entire collection? And I tell them no, it's a little weird. I like the fact that Mob has powers, but he doesn't really want to use it. He'd rather focus on becoming handsome and attractive and getting a girlfriend. It's cool, and it's very relatable. Guys, I also changed my t-shirt for 2 reasons. First, I want to make this a little bit more professional, and second, I'm filming this a day later. So the first reason is complete bullshit. After Mob Psycho, we have Kaiju No. 8. This is another example of a series I'm taking a chance with. I don't know anything about this series. There was one manga haul where I saw that this volume had released, and I was like, okay, I'll buy it. Now I have the first 2 volumes, and I think the 3rd one actually just came out. It's like this beautiful yellow cover. I honestly only picked this up because I like how sleek the covers of this manga look. Yeah, I don't know, they look sick. I actually think I have seen something about the story online, but I don't know any of the plot details, any character names. I am really excited to check this out, and it's only 2 volumes, so I should be able to catch up on this pretty quickly. Big boy on this shelf. Now, One Punch Man is actually the first series I managed to fully collect in my manga collection. It's the first one where I was able to get every single one of the volumes, all 23 of them. It's currently out right now. One Punch Man does something that I hadn't seen before in any other manga, and I fucking love it. As you can see right down here, the connecting spine. This is the very first time I've ever seen a series do a connecting spine, but I don't think it's the first one that's ever done it. It even takes it a step further. If you combine these volumes together, it makes like one full photo. You can kind of tell and see right here with Saitama. This is sick. One Punch Man is a very cultured series, and what I mean by that is every single time you finish a One Punch Man volume, on the back, you get a reward with some. One Punch Man does a really good job in standing out in this oversaturated superhero media era that we're in right now. I'm probably gonna start reading through this series next. I don't have anything else I'm reading at the moment. The most recent thing I was reading was 20th Century Boys, and I've finished that. We'll talk more about that later on in the video. I love that story so much. Right now, I'm not catching up on anything, so I think One Punch Man is going to be the move. Unless some of you guys are like, no, you should read Fist of the North Star, or no, you should read Black Clover, because it's actually good. Now it might look like this shelf is fully complete, but we have one more volume tucked away in the corner. Solo Leveling amongst my friend group is held at such a high regard for being an incredible story. I don't know a lot about it though. I know that you have this character who starts off weak, and then slowly and slowly he starts getting stronger. I only own volume 1, but I think they're currently on volume 5. Each volume costs about 20 bucks, and I'm not too invested in the story to buy each volume for $20 a pop. I know the series is goated. I have so much to read. I really like Cowboy Bebop, and I think it is a must watch. And this Funko Pop, I'm really impressed. I kind of hate just normal Funko Pops. Like if this was just a Spike Spiegel figure, it'd be kind of lame. But dude, look at this action shot. Like how was I not supposed to buy this? And I even have this little poster right here of their ship. And if you look closely, you could see Faye, you could see Spike, you could see Jet Black, and you could see Ed and Ein. Super cool. I also have these. But yeah, this Funko Pop is awesome. And then behind it, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Wow, this shit looks awesome. I purchased mostly all of this series in one bulk order. It was like a $500 order that I placed almost a year ago, I want to say. After that, we have To Your Eternity. Now, I wanted to check out the series because it had a great season 1. I heard very good things about it, so I bought the first 8 volumes. I just think the story concept is really interesting and very different from the kind of stories that we get nowadays. Orange, I don't really know how to describe it. Never finished it. Wow, I have one of my paychecks as my bookmark. How much did I get paid? Damn, I got $1,000. Probably bought more manga with this paycheck, not gonna lie. This was kind of like the era in my manga collection where I was tired of the superhero character with powers fighting one another. I just kind of wanted more slice of life stuff. I want to eat your pancreas. I just haven't read through it because I don't want to cry. Now, ladies and gentlemen, come on, follow me to the bottom of the shelf. 20th Century Boys. First of all, look at the spine. It connects and it is so sick. 20th Century Boys is probably the best mystery manga that I've ever read. The twists and turns genuinely caught me off guard, and especially in volume 6 where you get one of the big reveals. Holy crap, my jaw dropped. I had goosebumps coming all over my arm. I've never felt that way while reading a manga. I will say though, I don't just have praise for this series. Towards the end, I kinda don't really understand a couple of the decisions that they made. And honestly, the ending, the narrative, how it wraps up, it's kind of confusing. For those of you who haven't read 20th Century Boys, I definitely think it's still something you should check out. It's one of my favorite mangas of all time. Characters in it are to die for. I love them. They feel so real, they feel so raw, and I could really feel what they were going through and how hopeless the entire situation felt the whole way through. So when creating this entire manga collection, I used to search up what the greatest mangas of all time were. And there was always this one series that would show up on every single list, and that was Goodnight Punpun. This is a really depressing series about a guy who wants to win a Nobel Prize and save the world. He wants the girl he has a crush on to like him back. He wants to find some porn, but that's what he wants. What does he get? What a premise, dude. This is another series with a connecting spine. Once you have all 7 of the books, you actually see Punpun. I've heard a specific chapter genuinely freaking people out and making them need to put the book down and just reflect on life. I'm not trying to do that right now. Next up, we have Tokyo Ghoul. I kind of wish I didn't buy these volumes, only because there's a box set for Tokyo Ghoul and I kind of wish I just went for that. 5 centimeters per second is another sad manga and I haven't read it. Moving on. Okay, so over here we have Batman. He's actually one of my favorite anime protagonists. Vinland Saga is probably my second favorite manga of all time. The story of Thorfinn from this point all the way up to this point and onward is an incredible one. I love stories that are able to both give you some very heavy action moments and make you super excited, but also sit down with your characters in this very slow and raw scene and just think, damn. And I know some people are gonna say that that's what Berserk does, and Berserk might even do it way better. But honestly, Thorfinn's story kind of connects with me a lot more than Guts's does. I really like how the manga covers look. I think it adds so much color to a manga collection. When I first started reading this series, I'm pretty sure I binged it and finished it in like 2 weeks, just because of how good this shit was. Vinland Saga is amazing and definitely a series I would recommend to anybody who's trying to get into something new and kind of more mature. Jujutsu Kaisen is a powerhouse of a series. This series is incredible. I'm currently caught up with the manga, and honestly, with what's going on, I kind of have no idea what's going on. The story gets really complicated, which I love. I'm kind of tired of my Shonen Jump mangas just being very basic and average and not doing anything exciting. Next up, we have this little like Sabo glass. It's kind of cool. And then we also have my very first item in my manga collection ever. If you didn't know, Naruto is the first anime I ever watched. It is the first piece of this Japanese culture I ever consumed. And right after I watched it, I bought this Kuruma figure. It is sick. Naruto is the series that started this mess. So yeah, I needed something to represent it. Kaguya-sama Love is War. Oh my god, the manga is about to end right now, and I am so incredibly sad. But what a story and a journey this has been. This is my favorite romantic comedy series ever. Period. Done. I think it's so clever in its writing. I think the anime has an incredible adaptation. I think the mangaka is a genius. Dude, this series is just so sick. I can't believe it's about to end. I'm so sad. But I love the new chapters, and I really want to see these final storylines wrap up. I hope it ends in a bang, bro, and I hope it goes down as one of the greatest mangas or animes or series of all time. It had just recently taken over Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood on my anime list. I think the Full Metal people were able to take that spot back. But man, why, dude? Just let it be number one. I mean, this shit is sick. Fly Me to the Moon is another romance series. I bought the series honestly because I saw that there was a panel with Kaguya and Miyuki in the background. I don't know where they are though. There's a couple of people in my comment section that tell me to continue reading this series. This series is written by Frank Sinatra. And then down over here, we have Hell's Paradise. Hell's Paradise, I don't know jack shit about this manga. Beastars. Oh my god. So there was a solid week when I was reading through Beastars with the purpose of fully finishing it and catching up. I did not achieve that though. I don't want to see animals fuck. Beastars is the butt of a lot of my jokes. You could say though that those jokes aren't clever and those jokes aren't entertaining, but honestly, I think they add a certain level of quality to my videos. You get it? Because he fucks bunnies. After that, we have another series about fucking animals. Okay, it's not actually about fucking animals, but there is a really questionable panel in here about like fucking a dog, and it's gross. I am so close to fully owning every single volume in this series. I'm only missing volume 2 right now. The moment I see it on a store shelf, I'm going to buy it and read through the entire series. I've only read a bit of volume 1 and it's disturbing. I was originally super excited to check out the series because of Chainsaw Man. This is written by the same author, the same mangaka. What the fuck? This is a lot more mature than Chainsaw Man is. Chainsaw Man I already thought was kind of crazy with its gore and some of its scenes, and I felt like it pushed the boundaries, but this one just completely knocks those boundaries out. Next up, we have The Way of the House Husband. I only own the first 2 volumes. I only bought this because it had an anime coming out, and then I never did anything with it. I never watched the anime or read the mangas, so yeah, I just own this. Pokémon Adventures. Now, if it isn't obvious enough, I'm a huge Pokémon fan. I've been playing the games ever since I was a little kid, and I used to go to sleep dreaming, praying to God that I would wake up in a Pokémon world. I originally bought Pokémon Adventures because I heard it's a pretty good story about the Pokémon universe. I got like 3 pages in. Okay, I wanted to save this next series for last, but honestly, I really just want to talk about it now. One Piece is my favorite manga of all time. This series is the whole reason I even started my manga collection. After I had finished and fully caught up, I decided I wanted to buy the entire series, own every single manga. That is the whole reason I even have this collection. One Piece, I like to tell some people, as corny as it sounds, changed my life. Very rarely does a person stumble upon a piece of fiction that just hits them to their core. Maybe to some people that's the Star Wars series, maybe some people have a deep connection towards the Marvel Cinematic Universe. To me though, it is One Piece. Watching Luffy grow up and become this stronger and stronger main character as he slowly and slowly starts to actually get really close to his goal of becoming King of the Pirates is super inspiring and has kind of taken the effect of making me inspired to also chase my dreams. This is getting really corny. Ugh. I first started reading the series about 2 years ago now, and I just remember being so hooked and entertained by the world. One Piece is not long enough. Now that I'm caught up and I wait week to week for every chapter, it stinks. But those new chapters are some of the best manga content that is currently being released right now, and anyone that isn't caught up on One Piece is genuinely missing out. Genuinely think if you have the time, you should go for it. One Piece is not a series that you should binge like me, like what I did. It is a series you should take your time with, because it doesn't really matter if you catch up. It just matters if you're experiencing the story slowly and watching that journey unfold. Luffy doesn't even care about what the One Piece is or what the treasure at the end is going to even be. He just wants to have a nice and fun adventure with his friends. Ugh, that was weird. That was corny. Okay, so yeah, after a year of waiting, my box set number 1 had finally came in. So now I currently own all currently released 99 volumes for One Piece. No, you don't. What are you talking about? Yeah, volume 100 just came out. You actually don't own every volume of One Piece.
Alright, time to go to the bookstore and see if I can pick up volume 100. I really need this volume. Like 10:30 a.m. right now, so the store just opened up. Hopefully they have it. I don't own this. This is so cool. You don't own this. I don't own these either. Nothing. Oh my god, this is a bust. So that first place was a bust. This next place is about 20 minutes away. Oh man, hopefully this place has it. No way. They don't have it. So I was pretty bummed about this, but it turns out they actually did have it. After looking at the footage, you could clearly see it on one of the shelves. Okay, I got volume 100.
Okay, now I officially own every single volume of One Piece. Dude, look at how sick volume 100 is, baby. Oh my god, we're at triple digits on the fucking manga covers, dude. This is so sick. And the thing that makes this even better is volume 99 and volume 100 connect. And volume 101 is going to go right here. But that releases in December, so there's still a lot of time for that. You guys want to do me the biggest favor and hit the subscribe button? I'm like 4 subscribers away from 600, and I really want to hit 1,000 subscribers before my birthday on November 13th. Thank you guys. I hope you liked the video. Oh, actually, for my birthday last year, my brother had bought me this Monkey D. Luffy statue. I really like this statue, dude. Probably my favorite figure in my entire collection. Even though that Cowboy Bebop one is sick, it's fucking Luffy, dude. So now we're going from talking about my favorite series of all time to how does it feel winning the award for the biggest dust collector on my manga shelf? Yay, I collect dust. That isn't a good thing. I fucking hate this series. I hate this series with a burning passion. Why is the beginning so intriguing? The Goldie Pond arc especially is so sick. You're telling me you had all this genius setup, build up, all this mystery, all of this fun twists and turns right over here, and then you rush the ending? Okay, I didn't actually ever finish this series. I got up to volume 15, but there is a conversation between Ray and Emma that takes place, and it made me stop reading. So yeah, I'm pretty bummed out with how this series turned out. This is the definition of wasted potential. Vagabond is a really cool samurai manga that is probably never going to get finished. I only own half the series. It ends right over here at volume 12. I love the fact that it has a connecting spine, dude. I just can't get over this stuff. Next up, I also want to show this One Piece volume that I own. It's a Japanese volume during the Marineford arc. I think this is sick. I bought this for $5 at an anime convention. Best $5 I've ever spent. Okay, down over here we have Komi Can't Communicate. I bought the first 15 volumes, but I never checked it out. I bought this because its anime was coming out and I kind of wanted to catch up and then make some videos on it, but I never really got around to it. So now I just have these. Okay, this one's the last one. Demon Slayer is 100% carried by its anime adaptation. I don't care what anybody has to say. That fact is probably never going to change. I'm always gonna stand by that. Demon Slayer's manga is just okay. It doesn't do anything special. It doesn't do anything exciting. It just does everything that it's supposed to do. You know what? I will give a little bit of credit. This story does kill off its characters, which a lot of Shonen Jump series don't really do. One Piece will kill off a character and then bring him back like 300 chapters later. Nobody dies in One Piece, but people actually die in Demon Slayer, which I do appreciate. But if season 1, the movie, and season 2 weren't as well animated as they were, would you even care about Demon Slayer? And with that, guys, that is my entire manga collection.